Hello, welcome to the weekly Book Art Media writing group here on Book Art Media. I've got Deb with the wonderful Deb here, right here, and I've got wonderful people in the chat. Jeanette's here, and Sarah's here. Sarah, hello all. I'm feeling under the weather today, so I'm not going to be on camera. I hope you all are well. I got my second COVID shot this week and feel like I've been run over. Oh, that's definitely better than catching the plague. Okay, Jeanette has a question. Oh, here's Michelle. Let's add Michelle in. Hello.
How are you? Michelle.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Hanging in there. Jeanette has a question. Good afternoon. I don't have a camera, but I do have a question for all of you about whether something would be considered plagiarism. Okay, so just let us know. Let us know what you've got, and we'll see if we have any suggestions or where you might be able to find information. So, Michelle, how's your week been?
Busy.
Yeah.
I am at my stepdaughter's. As you can tell, I have white walls behind me instead of gray. And I'm upstairs and a party's going on downstairs.
Really?
So I managed to get 710 words done.
Well done. Well done.
Tell you what, that's dedication when you got, a few people around you.
Absolutely. It looks like Lynotte's here. I'm going to add her in. Hey, Lynotte. Are you feeling any better?
Lynotte.
Hi, how are you?
Lynotte.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you. Hi.
Good.
Yeah, I'm
Good.
feeling a lot better. Just, yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, Michelle. I didn't mean to interrupt you, though. So you've got a party going on downstairs, and you are not at home, and you still managed to get some writing done. That's amazing.
iPad will travel.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Did you enjoy it?
Well, it really hasn't started yet. My husband came over to cook for her, and
I meant the writing.
Oh.
Did you enjoy the writing? Hey, we can talk about the party. Hey, why not?
It's, as long as I can get something done, I don't seem to be able to have the energy to do anything during the week. So if I'm going to get it done, it's going to be on Saturdays. And if he's off work, I have to juggle whatever he wants to do with, trying to get what I want done.
Same here. Saturdays. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 300 words.
Hey,
Yes. Well done. Well done. You got some writing in, Deb. That is excellent.
It was amazing.
No, this is progress, and it's so wonderful to see it. How are you doing down there, Lynette? You have a kitty.
Look at the kitty.
Oh,
You're
See
muted.
any-
Let me see. Do you want me to unmute you, or do you want to do it? There you go.
I got it. Yeah, so I got 1,200 words in so far. I'm doing the 30-day draft with Alyssa K. Adams. She wrote the Bromance Book Club and all of that. She
Really?
actually lives in she lives in my area. She's from East Lansing, I believe. She used to work for the Lansing State Journal. But yeah, so I'm doing that. And because I wasn't feeling well this week, I'm behind. So it's like I wanted to do 1,000 words today or a day. So I have to get up to 7,000 words by tomorrow, but I can do it. It's just, yeah.
that's the spirit.
Yes, but what is this? I didn't quite fully understand what you signed up to do.
It's the 30-day draft that Alyssa K. Adams does. She has a Facebook group for it, and you do a draft or set a goal for 30 days, and she always does it in March. And so it's kind of like NaNoWriMo, but not as intense.
Right.
And you do more, you do more with the Facebook group and stuff. So yeah, it's fun. It's just I'm like, I got to get this done. I have a hard deadline, and this is the perfect opportunity. So.
Yeah.
But you're diving in, or maybe diving in feet first, which is fine.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Let's see. Oh, Allison may be joining us here. And Jeanette. Okay, I think we've got Jeanette's question here, but let's pull in Allison first. Hello, Allison.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well today. How about yourselves?
I'm doing pretty well. Is there any way you could tilt your camera down just a little bit so we can see more of your beautiful face?
Let's see. That
Perfect.
okay. Still trying to work on my background.
You're good. You're good.
No, I'm good. More or less.
There we go.
Okay.
Did you get right? Go ahead.
I said that the lighting will shift depending on the clouds.
It's a rough life in Hawaii.
It is. It is.
Will my comfortable day have a little more sun, a little less sun? I think it's wonderful. It's wonderful. But did you get any writing done this week?
Did I get any writing done this week? I got a little bit of writing done. I got a lot of ideas for other things that I want to write, and I have news.
Oh, what's your news?
Yay.
My news is that I heard from Chicken Soup for the Soul, and I'm going to be in their June book called I'm Talking Now. I'm so excited.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
So, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, we lost Deb for a second. Oh, that is so great. You must be really excited.
I am. It hasn't been published yet, and I'm wondering if I can still submit to places that are saying that they'll only accept you if you're unpublished. What I have my eye on is this one for it's like a workshop. If you get accepted to it, then you can they'll help you work with you about developing a young adult book, children's book, and but you can't be published. So I don't know if this counts or not.
I would ask them because it can sometimes just mean like because if it's just a short story, that's different from a full novel.
Yeah,
that's a whole.
I didn't write like The Stand or anything like that.
No, I would contact them. I would just ask them. When in doubt, just ask.
I did. I just haven't heard back yet. So I'm going to go ahead and apply anyway.
Excellent. Excellent. Boy, you guys are steaming ahead here. This is great. All right, here's Deb again. There we go. We got Deb back. All right.
Still have an echo.
Okay, and do you have the browser open? Do you have the play of the video open? Or have you muted it or not muted it on that page? So, but anyway, I'm sure you guys will work something out. Oh, Carla's here. Hey, Carla, we haven't seen Carla in a while. Carla the Ranking saying congratulations, Allison. And Jeanette saying congratulations. Aspie Third Eye saying kudos. Aspie Third Eye is also saying LOL. Mine tend to come out as tomes like The Stand. A lot to say, I guess. Okay. Just wondering who's typing, just so we can mute that particular. So, okay. Well, all right. Jeanette had a question here. Lynette, do you have a question? No, it was Jeanette. My mistake. I'm sorry. Okay. She has a question for you all about whether something would be considered plagiarism. I saw an episode of Midsummer Murders a year or so ago, and it sent me off on a story to entertain myself. Setting would change to Scotland, not England. Would keep the quote-unquote family characters plus some. Different inspector and sergeant. Killer is different. Part of my plot is the headless horseman showing up before someone dies.
Awesome.
So have you saw that one? So you have some idea, because if you've changed the setting, you've changed if you've changed your main characters, and you've changed the setting to a different country, or yes, well, it's nation. It's a completely different thing. It's just a police procedural then. I'm not quite sure what the reference to the Headless Horseman though is, because the only one I know of is the whole Ichabod Crane thing. Was that a Midsummer Murders thing? I'm afraid I don't know.
I'm trying to remember the episode because I'm a huge Midsummer Murders fan, and there was the Headless Horseman. It had to do with a family that was cursed or something like that. I would look into some Scottish folklore about like psychopomps, because I know Ireland has one with the horseman in the carriage and he's carrying his head. So I would look at their psychopomps and just totally depart from that. It sounds like you were inspired, but just to try and make sure you're not ripping off of it, just edit anything you can.
Okay, Allison, you were going to say something?
Yes, I saw that episode too. I too am a huge Midsummer fan, and and as I recall, the Headless Horseman would show up, and it was to try to scare someone, and they wound up falling off a castle. It seems to me that the whole thing with the Headless Horseman is that they're supposed to scare somebody, but it seems like, you could, everything's been done already, it's just a different how you put what the flavors you put in your recipe. There's like a gazillion recipes for bread, but they're all bread.
Yeah, no, I'm going to agree with that completely. I mean, I'm writing a time loop mystery. Well, it's not the first time loop story. It's not even the first time loop mystery. It's just, but I love Lynette. I love your idea about checking. Are there any local legends that are sort of like that, where you could change it just enough?
Just a hair.
Yeah. So, but if you've got a different killer too, different characters, you shouldn't have any trouble. So, okay. So Carla loves Midsummer Murders too. And Sarah says, Lynette had everything I would have said. There we go. Kathleen is here. Hello, Kathleen. She's saying, I think it's called Doulahan. Oh. Carla, are we going to sprint at all? Just wondering. I hadn't planned on it. I mean, if as a group we decide, we want to turn part of this into writing sprints, we can certainly do that. But so far, I was just using it to kind of check in and just encourage people and be encouraged and hold myself accountable. It was kind of my big thing. But are you guys at all interested in writing sprints? Maybe for the first half hour of the writing group, maybe next week?
I like that idea.
Okay.
It helps us get some words.
Okay, so maybe we'll do a writing sprint for the first half hour, and then we'll just catch up with how things are going. But all right, well, let's seriously think about that. Okay,
I've never done one like that before.
Yeah, I have. Okay. Jeanette is saying it's. Oh, good. Okay, Jeanette is saying it's the family characters I'm a little worried about. Glad you've seen it. I want to make the Earl a drunk. The Countess is still awful. Younger twin has twins. Okay. And Kathleen was saying that the Doulahan was in Ireland, so a different folklore, I guess, to take into consideration. Jeanette, glad some of you know the episode. Yes, there's there's Scottish tales of something showing up before someone is going to die. Well, the Banshee's Irish.
The Banshees, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
is it
heard that
Irish or
they're-
Scottish?
I've seen them as both.
I thought-
I've seen both. And even France has a couple. The story of Melusine, she'll come and howl and start screaming before someone in the Lusignan family dies. Another episode to check out, Murder, She Wrote, did one very similar, but they did it at a boarding school. So it's been done a lot. So you're not really ripping off of anything. It's just, I would try to make it as unique as you can.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea. Aspie Third Eye says, I have no idea what a writing sprint is. A writing sprint is you just set a timer for an amount of time. 20, 25 minutes is quite common. Like 20, let's say 25 minutes, like a Pomodoro type thing. But anyway, you set a timer and then you just focus on your writing. You just write as much as you can or as much as you want, just focused on the writing for that little bit of time. So that's why they call it a sprint, because you're just focused in. And there are a lot of various writing groups who do writing sprints. They do multiple, like for hours. It depends on the group. So, okay, so that is that. Jeanette, Scottish tales have an ancestor showing up. That could work. So, and Kathleen saying a lot of Irish and Scottish myths correlate. Sarah Lynette is saying, I love random Murder, She Wrote references. This has made my day.
Well, maybe the Banshees are just Celtic in general. You know, all the Celts, kind of, it's a common culture.
That would make sense. That would definitely make sense.
Originally, they were like washerwomen, and they would wash the blood out of someone's dirty clothes if they were dying. Like it's a really weird legend, but that's where the whole legend, the whole custom of, you hear about Irish women keening at funerals, that's where some of that came from.
Oh, that makes sense.
Or, like they talk about the keening. So yeah, I would have to look it up because I don't know it off the top of my head, but yeah.
It makes Macbeth that much more interesting.
I'm not familiar with this. What is keening?
Go ahead.
It's like the
It's
crying
like
or the moaning.
crying.
It's like or like screaming. Yeah,
Okay.
wailing almost.
Okay.
It's something that they did back there. I mean, Ireland's,
Okay.
because it was in Ireland, it's just got some weird customs, but you know. That's my heritage, so I'm not gonna say, that's just my heritage.
Mine too.
So
It's okay. Mine too. And I'm Scottish and English.
And that too.
There we go. Kathleen described it as mournful wailing, I think is also a great way to put it. Jeanette is saying horses are a key plot point. So, okay. Well, you'd have to find some kind of local lore that has to do with horses. So that works. Well, I have had a incredibly frustrating week, but I'm making progress because I have been trying to make that sort of video audiobook kind of thing. It's chapter 1 I've been trying to get done. I have graphics, I have music chosen, I have tried recording it twice. Oh. It takes so much longer than you might think. It's crazy. And it's one of those. Well, the thing is that I'm starting to have slight progress when I break it into just like 250 word little pieces. So if I mess up, I don't have to go back. And then the stuff that gets in the way and you make mistakes you wouldn't think you'd make. And then your stomach just growls out of nowhere, or suddenly, cat, or there's, you got, and it's just like, okay, here we go. Try again. And it goes on chapter 1 is quite often a particularly long chapter, because usually my chapters are about 3,500 words. Chapter 1 is 4,000. I have yet to get through the whole chapter. I have yet to, because and literally I start losing light. I'm at this for so long. The light changes so dramatically, and then it's like, okay, and then I got more than halfway. It was like, okay, and then I realized the lighting had changed so dramatically. It was literally like night now instead of day, and the color was all messed. And then I realized I had forgotten when I had said the date, or sorry, the name of it and the intro, the blurb, and then started kind of, because you're kind of performing the reading. I mean, you're reading, but it's still, I had forgotten to say chapter 1 and then the title of the chapter. And it's like, and it's, so I went one day and I went through a huge chunk of it. And then I couldn't, everything went haywire. So I was like, all right, I'll do it again. It's okay. I'll just a different day. And I sat down and do it, and still couldn't get through it. So I'm still trying, but that's what I've been doing this week.
I caught this person on YouTube. I think it's called Readings of the Past. And there's a woman who's right now, she's reading just history on like Henry VIII and family. And I imagine she may encounter some of those similar problems. But she's pretty much just standing there and reading stuff, with her bookshelves behind her.
Are you, is it Dr. Cat?
Oh, I don't know, because I just subscribed to her, so I didn't catch her name. Maybe I should look her up.
A lot of people who perform on YouTube, they have like a script in front of them. But
she may have a teleprompter or something.
Yeah, she probably does. And I think you're talking about Dr. Cat, who has a phenomenal. Yeah, I was just watching the Henry VIII stuff because she's really, it's really fascinating. But anyway, so anyway, so I'm still plugging away. I'm still determined, because I also want to get into a rhythm so I can put out a new chapter each week. And so I've got to figure out what are the best days to be working on the writing, the performing or reading, and then I'm going to need to edit. Then I can put it up and then start over for the next. Anyway, I'm working on it.
I feel your pain. I had to video a 2-page summary of a couple of chapters for something for my church, and I spent 3 hours. It looks like the scenery, the background wasn't right. The lighting was off. There was a shine on my glasses. I kept looking down. I was visibly looking down. I was looking up. I was like, this is just crazy. And then I found out that the way that you get to look straight ahead is that you put your Word document up and then just stare straight ahead, because the camera's on and it can't see the Word document. So you can just go ahead and read it that way. And, the guy tells me this like so late in the game. It's like, I don't usually say this to the president of the board of the church, but I hate you. So kudos to you, Sebastian, for doing this.
Oh, thank you. Right. And I'll get through it.
Kind of a new take on what Mark Twain used to do, like he used to publish chapter by chapter. So it's kind of like you're taking it into the new realm of video, which is, if you can conquer it, it'd be great.
I hope so. Of course, seeing yourself on camera reading like that, even though I'm trying to make it more a little more performative, not just just reading. I think we're also used to, when we look at ourselves, we're like going past a mirror. You're not talking when you're going past a mirror, And so you're seeing this thing and you're just suddenly like, oh, I look can I vary the no? And then it's like vary the camera. What, do this to it? Oh no, but it's worth it. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. But no, that's a lot of writers have done the serials. Dickens, very famous for the different chapters, and I want to say weren't some of Sherlock Holmes, didn't they come out in pieces?
Oh yeah.
Where people were really excited, waiting for the new one to come, the rest of the story to come out. So yeah, it's a thing. Well, maybe we'll be trendsetters.
You're the guinea pig. Thank
Dickens,
you.
Collins.
You're the prototype.
Oh, sorry, Lynette, go ahead.
Dickens and Wilkie Collins too.
Yeah.
Charles Dickens. His books were
Yeah.
released in serials.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I love
Sorry.
Wilkie Collins. No, you're great. You're great. Jeanette's saying I was reading about Alexander McCall Smith earlier today. There was something in Wikipedia about him serializing something. Yep, there is, and actually there are people who even put out ebooks where it's like a serial, like episodes, and they do that. It was more. I think it was more popular a few years ago, but yeah, it's still out there. And doesn't Night Vale, Welcome to the Night Vale, the podcast, isn't that an ongoing story? Something like that.
What is that about?
I've found that I can't jump in the middle of it because I don't know what's going on. So I haven't gone back to the beginning yet. So I heard just like a snippet. Has anybody heard any or listened to Lynette? Is it good?
I enjoyed it. It's basically about this little town. I think it's in Arizona or in Nevada, and all this weird stuff happens. And basically, the guy is he's basically like a local radio broadcaster, and he says, chronicles all these strange things that happen in the town. And there are some different characters, but it's just a lot of fun. It's weird, like I don't want to call it like a deserty Twin Peaks, but it's fun. Like it doesn't have the neo-noir like Twin Peaks does. It's just fun.
Nice. Oh, cool. I'll have to go.
Yeah.
Go try again.
And what's it called again?
Well, welcome to Night Vale.
Welcome.
And Night
Vale.
Vale. Night Vale. One word, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Cat Shepherd saying, I follow Claire Bell, science fiction young adult author from California. She serialized a novella, Ratha's Island, on Twitter a few years ago. Oh, goodness. Now that is beyond me. Because you have to 140 or what is it, 240 now? 240 character by 240 character by oh, wow.
Oh.
I my head's spinning thinking, how did she even do that?
Yoy. That's a thing. But okay.
That takes
I'm
patience.
sorry, we've got typing again. If anybody's going to be typing anything, please do mute your microphone. It helps a lot. Thank you.
I have a question.
Certainly.
About writing. I'm writing a romance, but it's also got like a suspense thing going on in it. And I'm trying to figure out, should I be writing the suspense thing and then put the romance into it? Because if I try to write if I'm writing the romance first, then it seems like the suspense is I'm trying to meld them together. Does anybody have any suggestions?
I'm having the same problem.
Who's the target audience? Are you writing romantic suspense?
Yes.
Or are you writing suspense?
Romantic suspense.
In that case, it's the focus has to be on the romance. And the suspense, it weaves in and out that keeps them together. and
Okay.
and they're reacting to things, and things happen, and you get more from, you get just as much you get quite a bit internal conflict as far as the romance goes. Is this the right person? Can I make this work? But in romantic suspense, there's more outside. No, he's got a gun. Oh, they're coming to get you. Oh, that car's following us. You get some of that, which brings them together. So you get a bit more outside force, but the key thing in romantic suspense is it's that relationship. You know, it just usually happens that, you know, they, you know, chapter 1, she's running from somebody and he's, you know, she runs into him or whatever the story is, and that's how they meet, and so there's usually a lot of danger and worry about danger and that kind of thing, but it's that romance. It has to be the center.
That actually
There's a
happens
really
in my
good-
story. She runs into his arms. Actually, she falls into his arms.
There we go.
Yeah, that's sounding familiar to me too.
Me three.
There's a really good book called Romancing the Beat by Gwen Hayes that would probably help you with, because there are certain plot points or beats that occur in every type of romance, whether it's paranormal, romantic suspense, contemporary, historical. And if you get it, she has beat sheets and everything. But I think it will definitely help you in making sure you meet those emotional beats, and
Okay.
you know, and help you with your plot, because like Autumn said, romantic suspense, it's the concentration is on the romance, not the suspense is kind of an outside factor. So you know, I would approach it from the standpoint of a romance.
The people paying the money, they're there for the romance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And the because when I read romance, I read romantic suspense, but it's if you want the romance, then, you know, if I want just a suspense that happens to have some kind of relationship, maybe that's its own thing. But romantic suspense, and whether you like them or not, the kind of, you know, standard that was set back earlier, most recently, I would not be averse to picking up maybe a couple of silhouette romantic suspense, because the intrigue,
Okay.
the intrigue imprint. Is it imprint? Might think that it's. Oh, go ahead, Lynette.
It's the Intrigue imprint. I have a couple of, it's Intrigue. I have a couple of them in my bedroom that I'm reading right now. So yeah. They're really good, and they're really quick reads.
What?
I'd also recommend Heather Graham, Harlequin Intrigue. That's the imprint, because they have their own they have their own lines of romances. I'd also recommend Heather Graham. She writes a lot of romantic suspense. Maybe even some old Gothics like Victoria Holt, Phyllis A. Whitney. Those are basically romantic suspense. But
there was another one that you mentioned right after the Harlequin intrigue. There was another one that you mentioned.
Oh,
Heather,
no, that was
Heather Graham. Her name is.
Okay.
Yeah, she does a Crew of Hunters. And she's done a couple other romantic suspense that are really good. And sometimes, like, if she writes like a standalone, some characters from the Crew of Hunters will show up in her standalones. So yeah.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna pull this up for just a second here. Hang on just a second. Let me share this, because this is the Harlequin Intrigue. Dive into an action-packed stories to keep you on the edge of your seat, solve the crime and deliver justice. But it's really about the the romance, but there's a particular type. These are known as category length, and they are very specific in how they're set up. But they're category length novels. All of those little Harlequin paperbacks are the traditional ones are around 60,000 words.
Okay.
And, so they're not heavy reads, but they can be quite good. And so I'm not one of those people that will look down on, Harlequin writers. There's some Harlequin writers doing some really good stuff. There always has been. But that's romantic suspense. That there are lots of people who do really good romantic suspense. But if you're wondering like how exactly what the baseline is for like how to do it in a very streamlined way, I'd just grab some of those.
Great, thank you.
Certainly. Sarah's saying Willow Winters does romantic suspense well as well. That's great. Julie Garwood is a good romantic suspense author. So these are in the chat. There's a couple of people in the chat who are suggesting writing the suspense first and then the romance, but I would caution against that because it can become too plot heavy too quickly. Romance writing is a skill. It is a skill, and unless you really like, if it's not your thing, like if it's not what you regularly read, it can be tempting to be like, oh, I'll just sprinkle in some romance. No. You have to hit, like Lynette said, you've got to hit very specific emotional beats. And yeah, so just I'm not saying that, but okay, I'll just leave it there.
Harlequin does have, if you type in how to write romantic suspense, Harlequin does have a blog post from 2011, and it's about their expectations. And I think you might find it to be really useful.
Could you grab the URL on that and maybe dump it in the chat or something? Please.
Yeah, I actually looked it up on my phone real quick because my computer's running slow for whatever reason, so I'll dump it in the chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not even writing that right now, and I want to read it. All right. Well, first of all, Allison, congratulations. I just want to say that again.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm so excited about it. It means so much to me also because I wrote the story about my daughter, and it was an incident that actually occurred when my mother was there. And my mother has always wanted to write with me, and I wasn't interested in doing that while she was alive. But now I used her name as my pen name, so it's like we're writing. We wrote it. We got published, Mom.
Oh my gosh, that is so wonderful.
And it's about her granddaughter, who she literally dragged into being.
Oh, wow. Well, you will have to, if you get links to the Amazon, like when it's scheduled to come out on Amazon or somewhere, just wherever we can buy a copy. Just be sure to
thank you. Okay.
bring in some links.
Thank you. I will do that.
So, and Sarah's saying, Allison, that's beautiful. It really is. So, and Carla is thanking you, Lynette. My book isn't a romance per se, but it has romance in it, so that would be very helpful. Thank you, Lynette.
Oh,
absolutely.
You're welcome. The biggest thing about
that's really
romance
good information.
Yeah.
Sorry?
The biggest thing about romance, the biggest thing about romance is you have to remember it has to have a happy ending, happily ever after or happily for now. It can't have like some sad ending. It has to have that happy ending for your readers to be satisfied with what they got. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough what Lynette was saying about the emotional beats. Crucial, absolute crucial. So crucial. Anyway, Carla's also saying, Allison, it is such a wonderful sentiment and homage to your mother. It's
thank you.
just heart. It's not just heartwarming. It's like heart bonfire. Wonderful. So, all right. Well, does anyone else? Do you have any goals you're going for this week? Anything you are thinking about? And if you don't, that's fine. But go ahead, Michelle.
I'm going to try another 1,000.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. All right. And I'm going to get this chapter 1 thing done. I'm going to get it. And I'll bring the link and you can, if you want, anybody can see it. Because I'm going to be putting it on the Book Art Media, this channel. But you don't have to watch it. It's not like required.
I kept checking back to see if you had posted it yet.
Oh. I wish.
But after going through my own little recording fiasco, I can totally understand.
I had no idea it would be this complicated.
All the best.
Thank you.
We need to say prayers for you.
It'll work itself out.
Yeah, I'm sure. But there was a comment. Sarah says, put me down for 8K this next week. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You go, Sarah.
Wow.
That's impressive.
It really is.
And the thing is, she does it too.
I know.
Yeah.
Amazing. Kathleen says, I'm going to edit my 2 short stories. Okay, realistically, I will edit 1 this week. Yeah, that's, I like that.
I'm going to try for 700 again.
Good.
We'll try.
No, but this is good. We're just being creative, expressing ourselves. Carla's saying, I'm going from my regular writing to zero drafting my novel because going linear with my outline is causing me problems, changing my mindset on how to get the words in and go back after. These are the times that try writers' souls. Yeah, you have to try it this way. No, that's not working. Okay, let's try it the other way, Oh, yes. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck.
One thing that I do is because my draft changed, I just wrote down how I wanted to change the beginning, and then you just keep moving forward with the changes that you want to make in mind. And then I wouldn't make any revisions until you finish your first draft. And then you can go back and make revisions, because then you won't get anything done if you keep going back and starting over again. So just keep it moving, basically.
Oh, yeah. I think Lynette is our MVP this week as far as strategy and knowledge. Thank you. All
Thanks,
right.
Lynette.
And Jeanette's asking, would you start a mystery with a prologue of the first murder or chapter 1? And the traditional answer to that is it depends how boring your chapter 1 is. Seriously, if your chapter 1 is, they arrive here and they get out of the car and they're in the place and it's a thing, and are you going to be having get me a pint, and yeah, you want to start with the murder in a prologue. But if it's, we've got a call in that there's been a murder, what? Let's get up and go, then generally that's where you start in chapter 1. If someone has a better answer, please chime in. But that's my experience, and it's kind of what I've learned over the years. So, okay. I think that's about it. So next week, maybe we'll try, if people are interested, at 4:00, we'll just write for 25 minutes. I'll set up a timer. Are people interested in one writing sprint? And then we'll just kind of check in.
Sure.
So it'll just be us with our heads down, just typing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Welcome to writing sprints on YouTube. Yep. That's how it works.
That'll be interesting for the public to see.
Oh no, it's very common on AuthorTube and that sort of thing. People are used to it. So
People may even join in.
yeah, quite often people will. They'll be like, "Oh, okay, I'll grab my notebook." I can see the timer. It's like, I've got 15 minutes left. I'll sit down and I'll focus on this for 15 minutes. Seriously, people do, and Twitter too. There are writing sprints on Twitter. There are,
Huh. I did not know that.
Oh yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Are you going to do a prompt for us?
I no. No, because we're all writing such different stuff, and a lot of us are writing longer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure if we looked online, I'm sure if you really want a writing prompt, I'm sure I could look something up. But
I was just curious because sometimes I find that I can get an idea from the prompt that I can weave into my own story.
Oh yeah, that's the point. On National Novel Writing Month, they on Twitter they'll have they don't do full blown prompts, but that's like, okay, we're sprinting for 20 minutes, and use chocolate or use penguins or use. That's like that's the half prompt or the silly prompt. But we'll see. We'll try. I mean, if this is something that we stick to doing, we'll come up with prompts. We'll do whatever it takes. So, Carla's also saying that we rewatch videos of writing sprints to get words in and feel connected. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Kat saying it sounds good. I have a few projects going right now. Yeah. So, all right, next week we'll do a little 25-minute writing sprint, and then we'll catch up, and we'll go from there. It's very exciting.
Yay!
All right. Well, you guys hang in there. Have a fantastic week. Be yourselves. Be beautiful, and we'll see you. We'll get together next week, and just be creative. All right. Hang in there, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
And thanks for making that notice today also, Sebastian, about that you did as Autumn, you gave a little reminder about today. So thank you for that.
Good. Thank you. All right, guys, hang in there. See you next week. Bye.
All right.